Hello and welcome to another solo episode on Traumweberinnen Podcast. I have heard this before, but you haven't, because I'm recording again for the third or fourth time, I think. Because I don't know, I feel like I'm just rambling around and it doesn't make sense. And I did get the feedback from you girls out there that it does make sense what I'm talking about. But that's just my struggle with doing a podcast, is that I just throw random ideas out there and I feel like it doesn't make sense at all. And then I just upload the last recording of a topic. And then, let's not get into that. I'm rambling again. I'm so sorry, ladies. Let me explain. So first off, my name is Manuela and I will be recording in English from now on because you want it. You really want it that I'm doing this in English. I've had a couple of girlfriends tell me that they would love to hear me do this in English. And I love it too. Like I thought about doing this, but then I was like, my main audience right now is Austrian, and I feel like speaking dialect would cater more to your needs. But I just feel so much more comfortable doing this in English. It's my dream language. It's my soul language. It just feels like coming home doing this in English. And yeah, so let's do this for the third time. So please excuse me if I don't explain something, because I feel like you already know this, because I've already told you this, but it's in a different recording that I don't upload. Sorry, my bad. I'm still learning this profession of being a podcaster. And yeah, why are there so many things on the table tonight when I'm filming this is because it's my birthday. I have turned 25 today. Not long anymore, because it's it will be midnight soon. But I was just not able to sleep when I got home today, because it's just been this beautiful, beautiful day with so many kind of loving people around me and messages that I got from you. And I just want to say a big thank you. It's so amazing to have so many amazing women in my life and friends and family. It's just the ultimate blessing. It's such a grace. Grace is really one of my favorite words on the planet, and we will talk about this word in this episode. Yeah, so much said to my birthday. Grace. What is grace? God's grace, amazing grace. What is grace? It's a name bestowed on people, but what does it actually mean, grace? In my understanding, grace is, I can't put it into words. It's actually really hard, but grace is a gift. Grace is when you meet the universe halfway and the universe meets you halfway. And this halfway from the universe, that's grace. Or when you are not able to meet the universe even an inch of the way, but you really, 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 really need the help, and then the universe meets you all the way, that is grace. And that's what I'm feeling right now a lot in my life. And that's what I want to talk to you today about today. I want to talk about grace, I want to talk about surrender, and I want to talk about deliberate manifesting. And that's my clickbaity headline for this, is why I stopped deliberate manifesting. That's my clickbait for today. Why did I stop deliberately manifesting? I have deliberately manifested a lot of really cool things in my life, and manifesting has been this huge thing that I've wanted to perfect, that I wanted to get the hang of. You know, when you're in the spiritual bubble as me, manifestation is the ultimate skill. Like, When you manifest your dream job and you manifest your dream apartment and your dream partner, then you're the queen of the tribe. And it is cool. Deliberate manifesting is cool, and it's gifted me a lot of, I have created a lot of really cool experiences in my life with that. But I think deliberate manifesting has a limit. And that's what sets it apart from surrender, which we will get into soon. Deliberate manifesting is you manifest your desire and you manifest what you think is possible. And what you think is possible is finite. And like the biggest things for me that I've manifested have been jobs. I have always been very big on, I need to climb the corporate ladder. And I've always been this person, I've always defined myself over my achievements. I have defined my self-worth over the grades that I had in school. I was really bad at dealing with bad grades. Not when I was studying. Like when I got to university, that softened a bit and that changed because life just got too exciting to care about grades. Like I always feel like, yeah, I went to university, but those years were like school of life years where the more important stuff that I learned was not what I learned at uni, but we won't go there. We won't go there today. Yes, manifestation. So I have always defined my self-worth over my achievements. I've defined my self-worth over grades. I've defined my self-worth over projects, over being the girl with the longest CV, basically, and with 100 projects, extracurricular projects. And so I was really big on the big jobs, like the prestigious jobs. Like I need to be this career woman, which can be really cool if that's your purpose, if that's what your soul wants you to learn and experience in this life. Mine also wanted to experience it, but to learn what it does not want, to experience the contrast. And yeah, so I manifested what I thought were my dream jobs just to find out they were not. So deliberate manifesting is finite. That's my message for you on this one. And in the past year, I really came back to surrendering, because surrender is something that I do believe that we do as kids, as children, or as even as young adults. Like I can remember myself communing with the universe, with a higher power, with God, not in the sense that something would talk back to me. Have not been gifted a direct answer yet, but in the sense that I would ask questions to God, to the universe. I would be like, hey, I need help in this. I can't do this on my own. Please show me the way. Or when important decisions were to be made, to be like, hey, is anybody out there? It's really hard for me to decide. Can you send me a sign or something? I used to do this a lot, and it used to work, and I forgot it. And sorry. And now I'm finding my way back into this power, into looking out for the signs and the messages, and really and asking and not having the answer already, but to wait and see and letting the universe guide me, like really letting go of control. And that's really something that I learned in this past year, because I let go of everything. I was let go. I did not let go. Oh my God. Talking about this for the third time. And it doesn't get easier. It doesn't get easier. It's just been a really rough patch. But what I learned is that once I stopped trying to make everything possible and trying to do everything on my own and deliberately going for this or that, the moment I stopped doing that, it got better. It got better and it got easier. And I was in really, really, really deep shit last summer. I was in a job that I thought was my dream job, but was actually draining me a lot. And I was working so many hours and I was really on my last straw of energy. And I asked the universe, I was like, hey, dude, this is not working for me. I always thought this was my path. And now I'm so unhappy. Please show me the way. And the answer came, and it didn't even take that long. Like the ideas and the notions started to well up, and this inner voice that was like, you need to get out of this job and you need to make a different kind of journalism. You need to make your own kind of journalism. You need to be yourself and you need to be joyful again. You need to follow this feeling of joy. And I lost that feeling completely. That's something that I really, really developed in my university years, this enjoying life. oh boy, have I enjoyed life in those years. And I really trained myself to look out for joy and to feel joy and to be joy, because that's actually super powerful for manifesting. When you feel good, you manifest. Feel good, place the order, and you get the order. And that's how I've been able to experience some really, really, really amazing manifestations and things, because when you feel good, you don't just deliberately manifest, but you attract all the good from the universe. And I was so into this really high vibe for a long time. And then I started, and then I felt like I can't go on like this. I can't live my life in a bubble of constant joy. Like, who gets to do that? When you look at all the other adults who gets to live in their bubble of joy like I did. I was like, okay, this is like, you get to do this when you study, and then you have to become an adult and get a job and climb the corporate ladder, and then once you're financially free, you can be in your bubble of joy again. Yeah, no, not fun. Cannot recommend doing it that way. And so, yeah. And so I started talking with the universe again, and I started looking at the stars again and speaking with the stars. That's just been a narrative throughout my whole life, that when I'm going through not so nice periods, when I'm going through challenges, I look out for the stars and look at the stars, and I speak with the stars. And I feel like when I do this, the answers come to me, and this has just been so magical and powerful for me, just looking at the stars. And I did it last summer, and then the idea for the podcast came up, and like this really, like this huge urgent desire to change my life, to leave the path of trying to climb the corporate ladder in this fashion, because the times are gone when that was the way to amass a fortune, to be wealthy, to build a sustainable life. Like, those times are over. And then I made the decision to quit my job. Long story short, because this is the part where I've been rambling on and on and on, and it's not serving the story. Long story short, I lost all of my control. I had to give up all the control that I thought I still had of my life. I left the job. That was my decision. But then the universe put me in a situation where my relationship fell apart and I lost my partner and I lost our home that we had together. And I had to find a new home in the course of 2 weeks and move. And I was feeling all of this excruciating pain of losing someone you love and losing a home and losing your identity in a way. And it not even being your own decision. Like, I just felt so powerful and powerful. Thank you, brain. Powerless. No, I felt powerless in this, and I was not able to manifest anything. I was just utterly stripped of my control and of my power. I thought that control equals power, and I lost all of my control. And now comes the really, really beautiful part. This is the part where grace comes in, where I was not able to meet the universe even one step. I was so drained of my energy. It was in complete and utter pain. It was so painful. And everything turned out to be so beautiful. I found the most beautiful apartment. It found me. Went on Willhaben once, and the first apartment that came up, phoned the lady up that was renting it, and there were so many people looking at the apartment and competing for it. And after the first conversation, the lady said, "Hey, I'd love for you to rent my apartment." And that's grace. There is no other word for it. That's grace and the beauty in surrendering, because I had nothing left, no power, no energy left in my body to deliberately envision anything. I was just like, I just need a home. Lord, I need a home. And she gave me this beautiful, beautiful apartment. And, it was really down to the bare minimum, energy-wise, in so much pain. In so much pain. And first couple of days, it was really friends texting me without knowing what I was going through and reaching out. And that is also grace for me. That is the hand of God. That is grace. That is the universe giving them the impulse to text me, to reach out, to offer a helping hand, to offer their place, like really giving me time and space and love and cooking for me, caring for me. And that friendships where I thought I would have to rebuild them because I had been absent for so long. They reached out to me. I reached out to them. And it was like nothing had ever happened. And there was so much kindness. And there are actually a couple of verses in the Bible, I believe. I believe it's plural. I remember one, but I do think that there are multiple verses in the Bible that state that we don't have to worry about our basic needs, that we shouldn't worry about our basic needs because God will take care of them. And I was always like, yeah, sure he does. No, we need to earn our living and make money to pay for our basic needs. Duh. And yes, we do, but I was really stripped of everything in this time. And I don't want to blame this on anyone. Like, I was not treated unkindly or unfairly. I was emotionally, hitting rock bottom. And God made my basic needs. He made sure that my friends reached out to me, that my friends were there for me, that my friends were showing up for me and carrying and caring for me. And he made sure that I was taken care of with this apartment that I love so much. It's giving me so much joy and bringing so much love back into my life. And that's really the message that I have for you today, is that when you surrender and when you let God, universe, higher self take care of your life, it's limitless. Like, the opportunities are limitless. And for me, surrendering into this new life has been pivotal. Deliberate manifesting has only gotten me so far. And I do believe that I had to make these experiences, that I had to manifest what I only thought were my dream jobs, to experience the contrast and to really find out what I want for me and my life and what I want my path to look like. I think that these manifestations and experiences have brought me closer to my purpose. Just because they have shown me what I don't want in my life. That's just really something that I can relax into now, and it feels so light. It makes my life so much lighter, and I don't plan that far ahead, and I live day by day, and I believe that it's so much easier to be in the now than when you're deliberately manifesting, hanging your vision board. What do you want to reach in a year? This, and this, and you place a timeline on it, and there's just no room for the divine in that, I think. It's super fun to deliberately create, and it's also magical. Like, everything on this earth plane is so magical, and I, for myself, have really fallen in love with surrendering over the past year. I've really fallen in love with surrendering over the past 2 months, I have to say, because 2 months ago I was like still super hunched over, expectations, this, that, and now I'm free. I'm free. I have freed myself of my expectations, and I'm taking every day as it is. I'm finding my joy again. Something that I've really, that I have to find again, because everything about last year has just been hard, and I have lost my feeling of joy, and it's coming back. And days like this, it's just one miracle after the other, and one kind person after the other, and I have come to really appreciate people again, and the people in my life, and who I let in my life. And I do feel that I've rambled again, but I hope that you can forgive me, and that you can take what you need from this podcast. And I want to leave you with my favorite Bible verse that I brought for you today. It hangs in my flat and guides me. For you are saved by grace, through faith, and this is not from yourselves. It is God's gift, not from works, so that no one can boast. And I feel like this pretty much sums up the past 2 months for me. I have let go of having to control my life. Obviously, basic needs in terms of earning my money and stuff like that, I have to do as well. And I do that, and I think it's hard to let go of this belief that you do not have to earn a living. But I do let go in the sense of I just let the universe guide me and God guide me, and I speak with him, her, it. I lie under the stars on my balcony, and I talk to them, and I talk to myself, and it's not just me alone against the world anymore. It's me and the world. It's me and the universe creating my dream world, and grace just plays a huge part in that. And I think it's so beautiful when you start looking out for grace. When you start looking out for grace, that's when the gratefulness really hits you. Feeling grateful, like that's also something that when you learn about manifesting, or what you hear about spiritual influencers, they're like, oh, you just gotta be grateful, and just feeling grateful will get you everywhere, and you will manifest everything, and you will feel grateful, or gratefulness is a consequence of seeing and noticing grace in your life, and the moments where you just know it's not yourself, so that you can boast. It's a gift. It's God's gift. Like all of the friends that reached out to me when I was going through the darkest hour, the dark night of the soul, and they didn't know. I had not told them that I was at this point in my life. They didn't know it, and they reached out, and that is grace for me. Having those friends, having people like this in my life is God's grace. And that just makes me feel so grateful. It makes me so grateful. And that's how I want to close today. And I hope you enjoyed this episode, even though it's so late and I'm rambling on and doing this for the third time, and this not being an easy topic to talk about, but I do feel that when I do it in English, it's a little bit easier for me. And good night.